My purpose in life, I guess I don't really know what my purpose in life is.
Do you think it's important to try to find your purpose?
I think so. I mean,
You just think you're not to that point?
Yeah, I just turned 26, and I think I've been in the professional world now for 4 years, and kind of on a constant search of what my purpose is, I guess.
You're on a search.
Yeah,
well, that's great.
Yeah,
that's great. Because I think a lot of people don't really focus enough on that. Yeah. They focus on getting sex or something.
Yeah.
They aren't focused on the really important things in life. But
yeah,
it's nice to know that you're on that.
Higher education is something I think is my purpose, and that's kind of where I'm trying to figure out where I'm going.
Do you think getting higher education for yourself and then also educating others would be your purpose?
Yeah, just educating others, working in higher education, I think is something that's really important.
Well, maybe you just found your purpose.
Maybe. I worked in admissions for a while, and now I'm in alumni development, so I'm just kind of staying in that realm. Yeah, but I mean, I think about it every once in a while.
Keep thinking about it, man.
Yeah.
So,
and then the second question?
What do you think about free will? Do you think we have it, or do you think we don't have it?
I think we have it. I mean, we make a lot of decisions for ourselves all the time, and I like to think that I have some kind of say in what's going on in my life.
Yeah.
So I believe in free will, and I think that it's something important that we're all searching for. But I don't know. That is pretty tough.
Because my view on free will is more like we basically choose to do something based on its consequences. So we don't really have the choice. As long as we're thinking logically and thinking in our best interest, we don't really have the choice because we're always going to do that thing that's better for us. Or we're going to try to.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That's just my view on it.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm trying to get other people's views, so.
I'm not sure. I haven't taken too much time to think about that, but
yeah.
Makes sense.
So, what do you think your purpose is in life?
I'm not totally sure yet. I feel like my purpose, I feel like it changes, and...
You think it changes? It's dynamic?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think there's just one set purpose that you have to achieve in your life, or if you don't find it, your life isn't complete or something, but...
Well, that's a good way to think of it. So you think there are small goals along the way that you have to achieve?
Yeah, I feel like every step sort of leads you to something else.
Well, that's a good way to look at it. And then, what do you think about free will? Do we have it? Do we?
I don't know. That's a really hard question.
A really hard question. I guess you could say it is.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes, I live my life like I have free will, but I'm not sure how you define free will and if it...
Free will is able to choose your own path in life, pretty much, or able to choose a decision.
So your life isn't predetermined.
That, or you're not being forced by anything else to choose a certain thing.
I don't know. I feel like everything in your life sort of shapes what you decide or shapes what you do, but there isn't, I don't know. I think
there isn't a gun to your head, you know?
Yeah, people have somewhat of a choice, but it's limited. And it's also very much shaped by how you've grown up and the people and the things around you.
So things that you can't really control is partially shapes your choices. The first question is, what do you think your purpose in life is?
I think it's basically to, help other people and try to make the world a little bit different while you're here.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to look at it. Any way you're doing that now?
Well, I volunteer in my community, try to be an active part of it.
And you think other people should do this too?
Yeah, we can only get things done if we actually pull together.
Yeah, you can only do so much on your own.
But if everybody takes their own resources and brings them together, then you can spread, things a lot further.
Yeah, that's a really good way of looking at it. And then the second question is, what are your views on free will? Do you think we have it, or do you think we don't have it?
I think for all intents and purposes, it would appear so.
Yeah.
I mean, I can choose to do, something right now. I could not answer these questions, and maybe on a bigger picture there isn't. But at least I know right now with what I can influence and impact, it feels like that depends on my will. So yeah.
Okay. So in your personal life, it feels like you definitely have a choice.
Yeah. Most definitely.
I think I can agree with that. What do you think your purpose is in life?
To be a better human every day.
How's that shallow, man?
Yeah, well,
That's pretty deep.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. Every day you got to try and be a little bit better than the day you were before. You need to treat people with compassion. You need to treat people with care. And karma is a big circle. What comes around goes around.
Yeah.
And every day I fail at something, and every day I try and be a little bit better the next one. And I think, we're here to just kind of become a little bit more evolved, a little bit better.
Yeah. I agree with that. Totally.
So that's what I think our purpose in life is.
And then the second question is, do you think we have free will?
Oh yes, definitely.
Definitely. And
Oh.
like everything we can just choose? There's
You know-
nothing like restricting it?
No, we are constricted by moral. When a child is born, it has complete and total free will. It doesn't know right, it doesn't know wrong. Right and wrong are moral standards that are imposed upon us by society.
What do you think your purpose is in life?
I think my purpose in life probably changes from time to time.
We've heard that.
Right now, my purpose in life is that my husband is married to and I am taking care of him. And while I feel like that is my primary purpose in life right now, I feel like there's also an underlying purpose in there somewhere.
One that we don't know of? Or do we know?
No, like I think I allowed myself for a while to get really unbalanced and feel like that was the only purpose of my life. And I don't think you only have like one purpose to your life.
Yeah.
I think that there's a spectrum of things. And so I am trying to work back more towards a balance where the purpose of my life is not only taking care of my husband, but
A multitude.
yes, being a good mother, being a good grandmother, being a good friend, being a good person.
Making
And
YouTube videos.
Making YouTube videos. And, also, I think in this process that I've learned a lot, and a lot of people have helped our family and myself out. And my other purpose is giving back, even if it's in the small things. I don't have a lot of time for day to day, but in the small things, giving back in some way. And someday, my husband is going to pass away because he has a fatal illness, but I hope at that time to be able to help people in my same situation. So that's kind of broad spectrum of what I feel like my purpose in life was. Probably 5 years ago I wouldn't have told you that. I would have said something quite different, but illness and time has given me a different perspective.
So, what are your views on free will? Do you think we have it, or do you think we don't?
I believe in God. I'm a Christian, but I do believe that we have free will.
I think that's part of Christianity. That's what a guy
Yes.
told us.
Yeah.
He said that God's greatest gift to us is free will.
That's right. So we can choose to follow him or not follow him. My free will has told me that I might want to follow him, and it makes my life much easier to follow him. And pray and lean on him, and
What do you think your purpose is in life?
Personally, I think just living and being happy. And if that's not how you're living your life, it can be a lot harder. So that's just my generalization of what life should be like.
So you think your main goal in life should be to be happy?
Yeah, do stuff that makes you happy. If you're not doing things that aren't making you happy, your life won't be happy.
What if it makes you happy to torture people?
If that's how you want to live, that's how you can live. But I'm not saying that's the right way to live life. There's no right way to live life. It's however you want to live it. And whatever makes you happy is what you
So
gotta do.
pleasure and happiness should be your ultimate drivers in life.
Yep. That's how I view it.
And then Do you think we have free will?
A part of me really wants to get down in my conspiracy roots and say no, because I think
that.
I feel like the government really, we're like puppets and they control us. Okay, but at the same time, I think we still have free will, and if we didn't, this world would be a lot different if we didn't have at least some free will.
How much free will do you think we have?
I'm not saying we have a lot of free will, but we have enough.
What's keeping us from having free will?
The government.
Why?
Because in order for them to strive, they have to have us occasionally not strive, because that makes them look better, in my opinion. But if we don't have free will, then like I said, we might not be able to live a happy life. So part of me still thinks we have free will. That's what I think.
You hope that we have it at least.
Yeah.
I guess that's everyone's hope. Nate, what do you think your purpose is in life?
I think my purposes in life is be a leader, not a follower. Because, I know everybody's having hard times in the community, and everybody's trying to do odds and ends jobs like, cutting grass. Because the economy the way it was back in the 80s, they used to have a lot of factory jobs.
Yeah.
I've worked at Dana, Kemper's Cabinets, worked also at the Swain Robertsons. But back in the days, they used to have a lot of factory jobs for us Americans. I think now the economy now is where they are now, it's like a quote unquote Mexicans and Afghanistans run all of the gas stations around, and the community of where us Americans we're having hard times. As times ain't the way they were back in the days. I think what makes us stronger as a community is to stand up and just not give in and hang in there. Because it's sad, because a long time ago where you could actually make it off of the factory job checks, wages, and it's sad. I think that they should pay the same wages as us Americans. They should pay taxes. They should, they should go ahead and we have to pay taxes more for our hard-earned money, and I think it should be all the same way, equally.
Yeah.
And
immigration is a big problem.
And
Illegal immigration.
And then what really is frustrating, you can go to a gas station and you got a foreigner that can't even hardly speak English. And I feel like if you're going to move to the United States, you should at least learn English. But the thing is, though, as a strong unit, as us Americans, we all have to do one thing: is not to give up and hang in there.
Do you think that's our purpose, just hang in there?
Our purpose is to hang in there and to stay strong-minded, stay focused, stay strong-minded.
Well, that's a great purpose, I think. And then, do you think we have free will?
Yes, I do think we have free will. We have a free right to speak for our freedom. I think we have a free right to say how we feel inside, because, the way the economy is now, it's just not like this in Richmond and it's all over the United States. They're sending all the money, I can see now, they're sending all the money over to the foreign countries and stuff. But what about the United States? What about us Americans? What about us people? We're all hanging in there, and it's hard. We gotta keep each other strong-minded. We gotta keep each other focused. And it's not an easy job. You just gotta keep hanging in there, one day at a time. We're not promised tomorrow, but we can live for today.
Yeah, I think that's a great way of looking at it. You're the first person to actually bring it in to the view of our own country and to talk about America itself. Most people just talk about things generally as the whole world, but you really focus in on our country, and I think that's a good thing to do. You should definitely give back to your country.